Today, I'm going to reveal a big secret. When Chairman Chang suddenly smashed that power pyramid on my head, and when I woke up, I was pinned to the chair by two of his lackeys, while Chairman Chang cheerfully opened that door. I prayed that Lisa would definitely be inside, but the room was filled with strange stuffed wild animals. According to Chairman Chang, these are his trophies from years of illegal hunting. What a headache. Even though I turned his company upside down, he didn't intend to hold me accountable. What a generous guy. Your son is not with me. It's a misunderstanding created by my men to pressure you into giving up your daughter. Where is your daughter? My eyes were filled with despair and resignation. This time, I really accepted my fate. But his wife praying at home didn't think so. She waited for news, only to get visited by a stranger. Xu Wenji used the excuse of helping to find the daughter to pry information from. He can't seem to get through on the phone. How? He bit his tongue off fighting when he was young, but he still managed to call me. After Chairman Chang picked up my phone, he heard that familiar voice. Is this Zhang Baoming? Can you hear me? Where is my daughter? Chairman Chang hung up the phone with a poker face. He texted Xu Wenji to meet him in the mountains tomorrow. Xu didn't suspect a thing because he knew I couldn't speak. Amid my wife's hesitant cries, Xu Wenji hurriedly left my home. Apparently, his interest in us had dropped to an all-time low. The next day, Chairman Chang tied me up in the trunk, planning to exchange me for something that could cost him his life. I struggled with all my might. Luckily, I found something sharp in the corner and planned to cut the ropes binding my legs for my escape. Chairman Chang didn't notice my little trick, so when he parked and opened the trunk, I seized the moment and kicked him away. Then, in a panic, I ran into the deep mountains and bumped into the brave Xu Wenji. Just as I was preparing to take him to find his daughter, Chairman Chang suddenly appeared in front of us with a bow and arrow, blocking our path. I had absolutely no idea what he was after. Was he looking for evidence? Evidence? You're a lawyer. You must know what can be considered evidence. Xu Wenji looked completely confused. He kept hearing Chairman Chang mention evidence, but he had no clue what it was. His gaze seemed to realize some key information his son was missing. I knew it. I couldn't understand their exchange and was just filled with anger over Chairman Chang's repeated deception. My oversight of those few words ultimately cost me the chance to find my son. Don't move, stop him. Don't move, do you still want to kill him? Notice that Xu Wenji mentioned the child. This proves that Chairman Chang had killed someone before. At that moment, the police sirens blared from below. Seizing the opportunity, I picked up a stick and threw it. At the same time, he instinctively loosened the bowstring, and the arrow grazed my shoulder, pain shooting through me as I rushed over to fight him. Meanwhile, the little girl in the cave woke up, her gaze drawn deeper into the cave's darkness. It seemed there were eyes watching her, and even slight footsteps echoed. Gradually, the footsteps became clearer. She finally realized the newcomer was a little boy, my son, whom I had been desperately searching for. Zhang Lei, the little champ, untied the girl and took her to the highest peak while I was battling Chairman Chang. This time, Xu Wenji chose to spectate. Chairman Chang was ruthless, exposing the hypocrisy he had shown me before. Maybe it's because I found out about that evidence, and this time he wanted me gone. Just when he was choking me, almost suffocating me, I jabbed the arrowhead I found in the car into his thigh. I didn't mean to kill him. Under Xu Wenji's urging, we hurried to the cave. Director used montage to weave shots of our hurried journey with Lei's eye escorting the girl, creating urgency, hinting that the little girl was in serious danger while Chairman Chang sulked over his wound. He discovered that the arrowhead was actually his lost one, his eyes widening in surprise, filled with guilt and shock. There was even a hint of joy as if he had survived a close call. He seized the moment to quickly bury the arrowhead underground where no one knew. I finally brought Xu Wenji to the cave's vicinity, but the familiar surroundings triggered terrifying memories in him. The closer he got to the cave, the slower his steps became, and his face looked increasingly terrified, totally losing the urgency to find his daughter. After I pointed to the cave, Xu Wenji almost collapsed to the ground. In the cave's darkness, it felt like a terrifying monster was closing in on him. He instinctively glanced at me. The pain from my wound distracted me from his odd behavior, but in the end, love triumphed over fear. Xu Wenji dashed into the cave and brought out his daughter, who was on the brink, and took her to the peak. On the other side of the mountain was an industrial city shrouded in smog. a world completely different from ours. See, Wendy desperately called his daughter, and she at the peak seemed to hear. She turned her head, looking toward her father below, while I couldn't shake off the guilt about the girl's fate. I thought she might say something to me, but all that remained was reminiscence and longing. But in the end, she survived, and my son is still unaccounted for, leaving me baffled. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing content.